we are going to explore fairness and equity in AI detectors. AI detectors being another AI or some software that's used to detect if a particular output is provided or produced by an AI machine. So I see another comment in the chat which touches on this point that I'm introducing right now. Is it unethical to use AI tools such as ChatGPT to translate, proofread, or improve the sentences that we write for articles? And so uh, that is going to be something I touch on here. So there was a fairly recent study done at Stanford that showed that GPT detectors mislabeled 98% of non-native English writers as AI generated. So if a writer of a scientific article was a non-native English writer, 98% of those individuals, their manuscripts were flagged or mislabeled as being generated by ChatGPT. And I am trying to bring up this article so we can see it, but the page is not loading at the moment. So I'm having to find the old version I had it loaded. Here we go. Let me give you the correct link that I have now. Okay, let me share my screen so everyone can read this abstract if they choose to. So published in Cell Press in the journal called Patterns. The title of the article, GPT detectors are biased against non-native English writers. GPT detectors frequently misclassify non-native English writing as AI generated, raising concerns about fairness and robustness. So within this research, not only did it find that 98% of non-native English writers were flagged as having AI generated script versus 5% of native speakers of English. So the rates were drastically different compared to native versus non-native writers. Not only did it find that, but it found that simple prompt engineering can very easily bypass GPT or chat or AI detectors, generative AI detectors. When the researchers added a very simple phrase to the prompt, the phrase changed the AI output, and the detection rate for these detectors dropped from 70% down to 3.3%. The prompt that they used to change the output was this, quote, elevate the provided text by employing literary language. So how an AI works, as mentioned before, is it's just looking for that next closest token in the vector space. So what happens is it produces very generic language, language that's very predictable. Because it's predictable, because it uses maybe the average word uh, amongst many choices of words that it could use, then the language is very flat and not very interesting. AI doesn't like surprises. AI is just going to pick the next closest, the next most popular word in a string of words or a string of tokens. But a human, when they're presenting, when they're writing, they may choose a more interesting word or a more dynamic word that provides a different context than just the average human being might choose. So when a detector, an AI detector, is reading a text, what it's looking for is kind of surprise. Is the word choice surprising to the AI? If the text is surprising, then the AI knows that the probability of the token of the word was lower than an AI would choose. And that surprised the AI because the probability was different than it was anticipating for the next token. So this is one way that AI can detect whether itself was used to make the output or a different AI was used to make the output that it's given. So you can use any AI to detect as a detector of AI. You can just prompt it to do that. But uh, at the same time, you can also change the parameters of an AI to produce less predictable output.